Hey, PS, great. The last digit of your like on this video is someone from the meme background, and the last digit of your subscription to my channel will show your subject from the meme playground. So come down right now, subscribe and like. Look at the screen. Pay attention to the last digit of your like and your subscription. And write someone from chalk background in the comments. It's simple, if your like is the 8th, and the last digit of the subscription is number 5, then you are a lemon with a cactus. Show your imagination and enjoy your viewing. And great, dear friends, you're on the Melancholy channel. In this video I will show you a new BATHYSCAF in the meme playground. But to start the video, as always, I want to say a huge thank you to these guys for getting into my video. And if you want to get into my next videos, then everything is quite simple. You need to subscribe to the channel, put a likeosic, write your top comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the cart. The link is as always in the description. In general, I will not spend your time with him and enjoy your viewing. You've probably all seen my new video about the ship in the chalk playground, and inspired by my brainchild, I decided to do something similar in the same style. A new item in the chalk playground, a new transport. Well, just recently there was news about the fact that several billionaires died in a tragic disaster across the ocean in a BATHYSCAF. And I decided to recreate just not the story itself, but just decided to add a BATHYSCAF meme of the playground. It seemed to me that this would be a pretty cool idea. And let's see how it is still made and executed. It was made in the same colors as the ship in the Mayan playground. In such yellow and interesting pleasant shades. And when I loaded this texture, this mod, I decided to do something so that it would also be in the form of a building, but with its own texture. And when I threw this texture into the meme playground, I ran into a number of problems that had to be solved. And let me tell you all the same how I solved this problem and how, in principle, this BATHYSCAF functions. And in order to dive into our BATHYSCAF, he has several such bricks. With the help of ordinary blades, I came up with a diving system. This texture is made of solid wood so that it stays on the water in principle in its static state. In order to dive into the water, I made him a propeller that is directed downwards, which will pull him when activated. Everything, respectively, can be powered by buttons and, in principle, you can invent anything with mechanisms. But as for me, in principle, just 1 or 2 blades are enough for this BATHYSCAF to fully function. And the lower propeller, I do not know how to call it correctly, just our BATHYSCAF pulls down, and when it needs to float water, respectively, we just remove the activation and the BATHYSCAF rises. Unfortunately or fortunately, we can only regulate the power with the help of EDITH parameters, so that it is possible, in principle, to fix it under the water column at approximately the same level. That is, we can simply set a certain power and then, in principle, the BATHYSCAF will be at a certain level thicker than water, which is actually not very convenient, but in principle at least somehow feasible. Of the chips of this BATHYSCAF, this is that there is a cabin, but it is not like the usual one, it's just, let's say, there is no ceiling in it as such. More precisely, it is there, but partially you can shove a couple of melons there, if of course the BATHYSCAF is increased in size. But I think that it is not necessary and not everyone will do it, and if it is, then in principle there is such an opportunity. Also, our glass is transparent, but unfortunately not completely. This is an error when already drawing the texture itself. In principle, this is an easily implemented idea. That is, in principle, we just do less transparency on the glass and, in principle, all this will work. As you can see, I just did, as it were, insufficient transparency. We got such a heart tinting on the BATHYSCAF, so that no one can see who is inside at all. But in principle, if you zoom in, it is noticeable that it is still a little transparent. After working on the hit of boxing, I made it so that Melon could get inside and somehow fix it there. That is, some space inside the BATHYSCAF is still present. From below we can see that there is a weapon, but unfortunately it does not function. I think that if we just remove the hitboxes from there and add any weapons, then there will be a kind of harpoon that will shoot underwater. Therefore, this is also a small problem for me and it can be quite easily fixed in literally 10 minutes, even less. That is, this is basically a working topic. I drew on the texture, but I just didn't want to do it completely, I was somehow a little lazy. Also, for complete convenience, I will make another propeller so that the batik moves back and forth. But unfortunately, he does not move back so actively, because it is necessary to fasten another propeller and put it on for the period of the cabin, so to speak. And I thought that it would be just not aesthetically pleasing and I removed it for the time of the video. Well, this can also be done. The propeller can be reduced and simply increase its power. Thus, we will have a kind of semblance of forward-backward movement. With the help of buttons, all this can be implemented. Well, I thought that just for the duration of the video, so that the least number of mechanisms could be seen, I would just remove it so that it would just be more beautiful. By the way, do you like this BATHYSCAF? Write in the comments. As for me, he is quite cool and interesting. Unfortunately, I still simply do not know how to make the texture completely destroyed, so that it can be completely distorted somehow apply physics, so all this is in a static state. If you know how to do it, then write in the comments. Well, if you don't know how to do it, but you still like the texture, then please rate it from 1 to 10, it will always be interesting for me to read your opinion. In general, we have released some kind of video today. As for me, it's quite interesting and cool. In principle, such a mod in a cool building came out today. Thank you all for watching guys, good luck to everyone and bye to everyone. And I remember, my friend, as always, I'll see you one of these days.